and welcome to my channel. It's springtime. I don't actually know if it's officially springtime, but anyway, I want to do a springtime look. So yeah, we're going to go from basic to something else. Let's get started. So I'm gonna start off with my favorite thing, which is blocking off my eyebrows. Now I've seen a lot of people use the water washable glue stick methods. Personally, I prefer to use scar wax, not because I like scar wax. Nobody likes scar wax. It's sticky, it's annoying. However, it is actually made to use on your face, so that's why I prefer it. It looks so glam, not. Anyway, it's also sticky as heck. Perfect. Anyway, let's do both sides and look completely fabulous. Like I said, it just feels so, I don't know, sticky. Like once you've been wearing it for a while, you sort of get used to it, but you just feel that there's something on there. Anyway, I powdered it off because, well, you don't want to try and blend concealer over very sticky, unpowdered scar wax, because that's not fun. But I'm just going to use concealer and blend it all out. You could color block first if you really want to, but I don't find it necessary at all, just because I'm going to apply face paint on top of it. Body paint, however you want to call it. So really the concealer alone is going to cover them enough that the body paint will just do the rest on its own. Then I'm going to map out what I want to do first, because I'm going to use black and white for skull, obviously. And I want to make it sort of like not really cartoony, but not too realistic. So I really don't want the colors to mix. Therefore, I really want to make sure that I know what I'm doing, which is a rare thing for me, really, knowing what I'm doing. Doesn't happen often, I can tell you. But it always helps to sort of at least, you know, plan on my face where I want the shades to be before applying them, so that I don't end up having to, you know, try to cover white with black or the other way around, which is really not going to work, because then I'll just end up with grey, which is not what I want. So yeah. Then I decided for the first time, I think ever, to actually use a sponge to do the base. I should have done it way more often and way earlier, because it went so much quicker than with a brush for large surfaces, and it just blends itself, and it's so much quicker and easier. Wow. I recommend using a sponge if you want to do large areas. Also, the edge of the sponge is really, really nice for like really cutting the cheekbone. Now for the smaller areas, the more detailed areas like here around the nose, I am using a brush. Do make sure that you really like blend the brush over top of the spongy part. You can't really tell on camera, but if you don't blend it properly like I'm doing here, you really gotta like tap it like this, so that it blends nicely, so you don't see a texture difference in your face once you're done. And then it's time for the black part. Now I'm doing all of that with a brush just because I, again, didn't want to risk ending up as a sort of like grey ghoul instead of a skull. So I didn't want to risk, you know, using the sponge because it's quite big. I used the brush instead. Also, don't worry too much about the edges. You can always just, you know, fix them a little bit with a eyeliner brush later and the paint. Just as with the details on the top of the nose hole. And yes, I totally forgot to like fill in that part of bone there. Oopsie. Then for the mouth, I'm going to use that eyeliner brush again. Well, actually, this was originally a nail art brush. It's very thin and that's what I wanted. Anyway, I'm just going to make a quite, like I said, I'm not going for an ultra realistic skull. I'm going for more of an artsy skull. So, also because it's easier, quite frankly. I do makeup because I enjoy it, so I want to do it in a way that I enjoy. And spending 12 hours on a realistic skull is not something I would enjoy. So there's that. But yeah, for the teeth, just try to follow the pattern of your own teeth, just to sort of have this guesstimation of, you know, how much width you want between the lines and that sort of stuff. Don't overthink it, basically. Then, to make the skull more springtime, I decided to use this blue chrome-ish paint, which really makes me think of like a blue sky, and sort of fill in the black spots with that as well. The black is beneath it because otherwise it wouldn't be dark enough for, you know, the skull effects. But the blue just makes it more interesting, I feel, and just more springtime. And don't forget to also apply it on the darkest parts of your mouth. Then it's time for more springtime colors. Now, I'll be completely honest with you, I did not know exactly what I was planning. At first I wanted to do all sorts of stripes or spots or whatever, and then I decided let's try to make some expression on the face. So I tried to do like angry frown lines with, at first I was planning multiple colored stripes, but then I was done with the green and I realized, this sort of looks like twigs. So I decided to go for blossom. That's how my logic works. Just you know, makeup is a process. It's not a chaos. It's not random, it's a process. Yeah. No, really, it's a chaos, but I just follow the process anyway. So yeah, I'm just basically elongating like most of the lines on my face, including the teeth, with some greenery. Then for the blossom, I'm just literally making dots. I think this is officially a smudging tool, but I quite frankly don't use it for anything but making dots with body paint. If you don't have a random makeup brush for that purpose, you can always just use a Q-tip. Cotton tip. Off-brand Q-tip. Anyway, you can just use whatever that's safe to use in your face and is sort of round. And then with an actual eyeliner brush, I also apply some very teeny tiny dots, which are tinier blossoms. I didn't have a particular like sort of tree or blossom species in mind, by the way. I don't know if there's any one that exists that has both pink and orange, but it looks cute, so we're just gonna go with it. Then some splattering. I barely ever do this technique on myself just because it gets in your face where it should go. But it also goes into your hair and whatever else happens to be behind you, and your clothing as well, by the way. And everything is just covered in paint afterwards. But I wanted more detail and I wanted it in a whimsical way, so I splattered yellow paint on my face. Then I decided with a liquid blue metallic body paint to also make some more lines. Just randomly, just because I felt like it, and also made some more dots on the black holes. I just wanted more shimmer and more detail, and this color is really, really nice. Now this is actual like liquid stuff. This is not the same stuff that I used in the beginning that was in a little like plate thingy. Anyway, and then I decided I wanted more detail, so I also splattered on some very goopy gold body paint. It just gives the skull a more like weathered look, but still in a, you know, cute way, I guess, with the gold. I don't know, that's how my brain works, okay? I just like how it looks. And then I decided also to do some shading. Now this is optional. I feel like without the shading you look sort of more like a porcelain like skull statue, and with the shading you look more like a semi-realistic skull springtime demon thing, I guess. I don't know, I like detail, so I decided to add the shading, but it's totally up to you whether or not you want to do that. I also feel like it gives the teeth a lot more depth. But yeah, here you can see the comparison between shading and no shading. So again, you know, if you want to do a look like this, it's your face. Just take your pick, with shading, without shading, whatever you want. I did the shading all over my face and now we end up with this result. Just as cute, a cute whimsical skull demon thing. Look, I don't know what I don't have a character design for any of my looks. I just want to paint stuff on my face. Anyway, I like how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope it might have inspired you to paint something on your face as well. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. It would really help me out because it makes YouTube suggest my videos more often to new people. And if you don't want to miss any of the future videos, you can always subscribe to my channel. For now, thank you for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye!